If you put a loser in a high position, gave him a tie and a suit, and called him Kenny Kunene and gave him a lot of money and told him you can be a pedophile, a womanizer, and a molester for as long as you're in this position, would he not accept it? I mean, that's how literally tempting it is. He knows that if he doesn't accept it, not only will the authorities be clinging onto his neck, but he will be taken out faster than he ever tried to last in the sack. And if you're wondering why I'm talking about this today, it's because I am sick and tired of all these news headlines coming out, of all these ex-convicts coming in high positions people study years for, yet don't even touch. And then you're gonna get some ex-convict who's been for God knows how long in prison, from God knows where, with God knows what qualification he has, and is going to become a deputy president of the party like the Patriotic Alliance. It is absolutely insane, and the fact that you people, you Patriotic Alliance members and supporters, can actually sit there and let an ex-convict judge you and judge how things should be controlled is absolutely rousing to me. And then you wonder why your party is not on top yet. This is me telling you the truth. Your party has a deputy president that is a loser, and that's just how the world unfortunately works. It's a world of losers. You have all these losers who run the world. It's like a bully in a high school classroom. In a high school classroom, if the bully doesn't want you to talk about something, you're not going to talk about it. It's just like how Earth works. You're not going to talk about something they don't want you to talk about. It's not going to work. They are losers that control you. It's literally gotten so bad to a point where they could say you can stay at home, you're not going to see your parents, you're not going to see your kids or your grandparents, and you can greet each other with your elbows because of the so-called airborne disease. It's insane and so fascinating what they can do to us now, and how much we can be butted and accept the nonsense that not only comes out of their mouth, but the nonsense they do to us on a daily basis. All these criminals protected in high positions, but the moment someone steals on the local street, he will be punished severely for it. The inequality in this country is insane, despite them trying to emphasize it as many times as they possibly can. I used to think the woman had it bad, but then you realize the criminals have it bad too, because there's someone who's committed even worse crimes than you, who's not in that same cell as you, who's supposed to be in a worse one, but is not even there at all. In fact, compared to him, you didn't do shit, and he's not even there. He is a deputy president. You can say he served his sentence, but are you trying to tell me that he stopped committing all those crimes? What do you know about him? You don't know him. You don't live with him. How do you know he didn't continue? He's protected now more than ever. So why would they let you know he's doing anything now? If they barely let you know then, what's gonna make you think they let you know now? He's not even the only one. So that I don't make it look like I'm only targeting Kenneth Kunene, there's many others. You put a president who is nothing but a yes sir boy and who does everything the shadowy figures tell him to. He's a perfect president for them. He is a puppet and he can be used to implement anything they want him to implement on the country. That's why they got rid of Zuma. Zuma was able to stand up for the average South African and say no to certain things. That's why they had to rig the elections, and that's why they had to remove him. Call me a conspiracy theorist all you like. Say they didn't rig the elections, but what you can tell me is that the corruption is definitely worse than it is now. You can tell me that the inequality is definitely much worse than it was when Zuma was there. I'm not calling Zuma an angel. Like, he was also a thief. He stole a lot too. But if you want to start comparing the crimes, that's where we can start talking. So once again, my name is Summer Sambit, and my country is run by losers. Losers who are afraid for someone to stand up and speak with confidence. Losers who will shut people like me down faster than Mario and Luigi on Smash Bros. It's ran by people, by losers, by bullies who will not stand for something or someone that speaks against what they supposedly stand for. This place is run by losers that actually want things to stay the way they are. People that don't have your feelings to their heart. People that don't have your interests to heart. People that just will continue stealing as long as they have the power to. So once again, I will say it. My name is Summer Sambit, and my country is run by losers. And if you actually think I'm trying to be rude in any sort of way, then riddle me this. Can't I find it confusing as a person with free speech? Can't I find it confusing that someone who was called the Sushi King less than 30 years ago, someone who was called a womanizer and the Sushi King, a man who used to eat sushi off of naked women's bodies when I was little, is now all of a sudden this great businessman and motivational speaker and deputy president of the Patriotic Alliance? Whoo-wee! What a transformation that one is, isn't it? He's an inspiration for us all. Let me ask you a question. Can you read his mind? Did you know what happened behind the scenes? Do you even know if he's still the sushi king? You probably don't, because they don't talk about it anymore. Yup, not because he doesn't do it anymore, but because they don't talk about it anymore. You can take the kids away from Kunene, but you can't take Kunene away from the kids, and that's a fact. You can take Kunene away from the woman, but you can't take the woman away from him, and that's another fact. And if you don't believe me, ask the man himself. Has he stopped doing all that shit? Has he truly stopped? And if he doesn't even want to answer the question, then so be it. It's none of our business. But guess what? It may not be our business, but it sure as hell is the victim's business. Goodbye.